Yes, everybody, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. I'm outside well, it's sunny over there. It's not sunny where I'm stood. A sunny Old Trafford, but it is a bit brisk and it is a bit crisp. And we have got all sorts of transfers to talk you through today. First up then is Cristiano Ronaldo. Yawn. Right, yeah, I know. But is he actually going to be coming to Old Trafford? Is there actually anything in it? No, to be honest. There was a report from AS which suggests that Cristiano Ronaldo's got no intention whatsoever of leaving Juventus and plans on seeing out his contract, which ends in 2022. There's also a report in the Record which says that Manchester United are amongst a host of clubs, whatever that means, that are interested in trying to take him away from Juventus next summer, which obviously AS have tried to back down. United and PSG seem to be everyone's forerunners, although someone threw Wolves in the mix, probably because of the Jorge Mendes link up. Now, I'm really conflicted on this. Is Cristiano Ronaldo better than some of the players that we've got at Old Trafford? Some of you are probably saying he's better than all of them. I mean, at one point in his career, he was probably the best player in football ever. So it goes without saying he's probably better than Dan James, right? Probably. But this is an aging Cristiano Ronaldo, and you've got to remember that the Premier League isn't for everyone. Now you're like, yeah, he's played in the Premier League state. I know, let me finish before you start blogging, right? That was 11 years ago. It'll be 12 years by the time he gets here. Now, I know Cristiano Ronaldo is a freak and he's a physical specimen, but I think the Premier League is a different beast. And when you go and lose speed, it happens suddenly. There's not necessarily a gradual decline. It happens suddenly. And a player that's been over-reliant on speed for their entire career is going to end up falling off an absolute cliff. He's not really adjusted his game to like Ryan Giggs did, where you go, oh, this is different now. He's not relying on speed. He's moved back and become a playmaker. Ronaldo hasn't hit that phase yet. Ronaldo's still a last-man centre-forward, and he's actually mega as a centre-forward. His jumping ability and his heading ability makes him a threat, as does obviously his finishing, his quick feet, and he's just absolute raw instincts to get on the end of any ball that comes into the box. Would I take him? Of course I would. If I'm just being raw on this, I absolutely take him. But, and maybe this isn't a decision that anyone even needs to think about because it's not on the agenda anyway. It's not about that. It's about tarnishing that. When Cristiano left in 2009, I'd just seen for 2-3 years the best player I've ever seen in a Manchester United shirt. And I don't want to tarnish that by watching a tired old Ronaldo that's played in Serie A where he gets a little bit more time on the ball, that's played in Spain where he gets a little bit more time on the ball, that's enjoying life at international football, which is shit, come back to the Premier League and get kicked around the place by shit West Ham players. I don't want to see that for Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, I also know that Cristiano Ronaldo is the kind of guy, I'm not going to say stack the deck in his favour, but I think he's going on like a magical mystery tour of trying to be like the most successful player ever. And he's done it in England. He's got a Premier League winners medal. And he picked up the Champions League here. He went to Spain and I think he did all right when he was in Spain. Won a couple of things, a couple of Tin Pot trophies. He's gone to Juventus and he's picked up a couple of Tin Pot trophies. Now, if I'm Cristiano Ronaldo and I've got Paris, where I could win something I've not won, and let's be honest, it's a tap-in if he goes to Paris, isn't it? He'd probably score 40, 50 goals if he goes there. Or come to England, where it's fucking cold, where you've got to deal with people going to be kicking the shit out of you, where the pace is relentless. It's a no-brainer for me. You go to Paris. And the same reason that I perhaps have a little bit of reluctance to see him back in a United shirt, certainly now. I mean, 4 or 5, 6, 7 years ago, there's no doubt whatsoever I'd have carried him on my back from Madrid. But maybe he's thinking the same thing. Maybe he's thinking, do you know what? Why ruin the reputation I've got with United fans? They already think I'm a god. Why go back and disprove them? Because regardless of what we all think, one injury could change the course of his career and finish him. And he could be nothing like what he used to be. Cristiano Ronaldo, if you take a yard of pace off him, he's still going to be a good player. He's still going to be better than 99% of footballers have ever been able to get to in their life. But it's not the standard that Ronaldo set for himself over the last 16, 17 years at the top. So, for me, I would say I want to keep my memories of him being the best player in the world when he was here. And I don't want to see a sad decline. Because I've seen some sad declines. I mean, we're standing outside Hotel Football. Gary Neville at one point was world class. Gary Neville was probably the best fullback. He might be the best right back England have ever had. And he's certainly one of the best United have ever had. But the end of Gary Neville's career wasn't good. And I don't want to see that for Ronaldo. I'd like to see my players go out like Cantona did. Standing in the middle of the pitch with his arms out going, I'm the fucking shit, me. Anyway, I'm out. That's what you want. You don't want to see him where it gets sad. I don't need to see that. So, I'd say to Ronaldo, thank you for the memories. Go and win some more shit at Paris. And then maybe go to Ajax after that. Maybe go to Germany after that. Go do a season at Bayern Munich, pick up a German one. Can you imagine being the first player to win the title in England, in Spain, in Italy, in France, in Germany, and then fuck it, go back to Portugal. I don't think he won anything with Sporting while he was at Sporting. Go back to Sporting and win something there. That's amazing. And you've even won internationals with a shit international team at Portugal. Go do that. Don't come back to Manchester. Don't come back to Manchester in the fucking state the club's in at the moment anyway. If we was winning trophies and he could come in and be part of that, mint. But we've got such a toxic fan base. No. Go win trophies and get a tan. Don't come here. I've got to rate it. I don't think it's bullshit. I think United would jump at the chance if they had the opportunity. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. Next up, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Milan player. His agent's trying to boil all the piss in the world. Now, he's been linked with United before. I definitely remember standing here talking about him. Currently plays for Milan, and his agent is trying to literally annoy people. So his agent's clearly the source for this, that United are interested. And he's offered him to Manchester United, which I guess might have happened. I offered myself. No one said yes. He's also offered him to Inter Milan. Fucking hell, mate. You don't do that, do you? Hey, here's my player. Who's he play for? AC Milan. Right. And you want us to sign him? Yeah. Inter Milan. Yeah. Fucking hell. He's got 8 months left on his contract. Hell of a player. Certainly one that I wouldn't mind seeing in a United shirt. I think you could do it in a United shirt. But the fact that this is an agent drumming this up, I'm just not buying it in the slightest, to be honest with you. And offering him to Inter Milan clearly shows you how much of a scare tactic this is. I can almost see the thinking from him. Right. We need to get these to hurry up and sign a new deal. I say United are interesting because United get linked with everyone and everyone buys that, and it'll travel around the world fastest if you link them with United. Got it. What else are we going to do? Can we say Inter are getting him? Yeah, fuck it. Go on, say Inter are getting him. All likelihood he probably signs a new deal at Milan. 0 out of 10. Nuno Mendes, Sporting Lisbon. Going back to the Sporting Lisbon Ronaldo thing. They've just increased his buyout clause from 42 to 60 million pounds in a new deal that the 18-year-old has just signed. Is he a Jorge Mendes client, Steve? Yes, he is. Is he actually linked with United? Well, the record who we referenced earlier, Portuguese outlet, they've linked him to United. So no then. Yeah, basically. It's a load of fucking bollocks. Is he coming to United? No. Are we interested in him? No. United, since Jose Mourinho was here, went on that massive overhaul of the scouting department and the technical director department, and we hired full-time scouts all over the gaff. We hired that many scouts in Portugal, because Portugal's a really good spot, a bit like Germany, a bit like Holland, where you can get real good technical footballers coming up because the league's at a standard where at the top end it's pretty good, but at the bottom end there's a low barrier for entry. As you've seen Angel Gomez go and absolutely smash it for Boa Vista at the moment, good technical footballers are going to start getting minutes there, and young players get minutes there. Anyway, so good young players are getting minutes there, good young players are getting time on the ball there, and they're allowed to develop there. They once said that United have got that many scouts in Portugal that I've always hated this line. United scouts watched, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's their fucking job. It's like saying that the geezer that works at McDonald's was seen frying burgers. It's his fucking job. They said that if there's a top flight game happening in Portugal, assume a Manchester United scout is there because that's how many we have in Portugal. Enough to watch every top flight Portuguese match. So, have United watched this Nuno Mendes character? Fucking course we have. Does it mean we're interested in him? No! 0 out of 10. Next up, Jack Grealish. Really? Yeah, kinda. Soz. Right, here's my take on the whole Grealish situation. I reckon about a year ago, Grealish was United's #1 target. That was the guy that United was trying to get in. United was quoted for, I don't know the exact price, but let's say in the ballpark of £40 million for Jack Grealish if Villa go down. And about 80 million, wow, if Villa stay up. Now what happened? Villa stayed up. So it's £80 million. So what happens to the £40 million that we were going to get Jack Grealish for if Villa went down? Donny van de Beek. That's what happened. Not identical players, but fulfill a similar role in the side. So David Ornstein's been talking, and he said it was reported during pre-season friendly between Villa and United that United players were asking Grealish, when are you joining us? By all accounts, Grealish was up for coming to United. This is the Sancho thing all over again. United didn't want to pay how much they wanted, so we didn't sign him. Do I think Jack Grealish is still going to come to United? Fucking no. We signed Donny van de Beek instead. 0 out of 10. That was the ins. This is the outs. And of course, we're starting with Paul Pogba. It's international break, which means that there's drama with Paul Pogba because that's what happens. Now, this time it was Didier Deschamps, and I don't think it was... I think it was probably blown out of proportion a little bit. At least a little bit. Just a little bit, right? Because it was a fairly... nonsense comment from Didier Deschamps. Says he can't be happy with his playing time. Agreed. The problem is, he ain't getting playing time because guess what, brother? When he gets onto the pitch in a United shirt, he ain't all that at the moment. Whether that's form, whether that's fitness, whatever it is, whether something's going on in his head, I don't know. He ain't been that good for United this season. And guess what, mate? He's not even been that good for France this season when he's been played. So this is a Paul Pogba problem. It's not getting minutes, but no one's going, do you know what? He is amazing. Why isn't he playing? People are going, Jesus, what's the matter with him? So even though Deschamps is right, he can't be happy with his playing time, well, that's on him. Force your way into the side. Be undeniable. Too often people think that getting a starting 11 place is a gift. You've got to fucking earn it. You've got to work for it. Whether that's for United or whether that's for France. Or whoever the fuck you play for, you have to earn the right. No one is gifted the right to start week in, week out. No one. Don't care how much you cost. Although sometimes I do think politics picks teams. And I think that there's pressure on certain players playing matches over others. But you have to earn the right to start. Now, obviously on the back of that, there was Pogba links to basically anyone who's loaded and plays in the Champions League. It's about 7 or 8 clubs. Do I think there's anything in all of them? No. Do I think there's something in one of them? Probably. The problem is, there's probably only 3 places I could realistically see Paul Pogba going. Obviously Newcastle, Stoke and Burnley. Juventus, Real Madrid, Paris. Outside of that, I don't really see... Do I see him going to City? No. Do I see him going to any of the London teams? Oh yeah, I'm sure Jose Mourinho on the phone. You think so? There's literally probably 3 teams that I could see in the world that are buying him. And do you know what? Outside of Juventus, I'm not sure the other 2 even need him. I'm not even sure Juventus need him. Certainly the form that he's in at the moment, no one will be clamouring for him. Nobody. He's not long left on his contract, which means that United are in a very much stick or twist kind of scenario now. If he wants to stay at United, and I have my doubts that he does, well, he's going to have to earn what would be an eye-watering contract, because he's not going to sign for crap money. Raiola's going to make sure that he signs for record-breaking money in England, which is a lot of cash. It's going to be more than what De Gea's on. And I don't know if United want to make that mistake again. Putting someone on an eye-watering contract and then watch their form absolutely drain out of the bottom of the bath. Because that's what happened with De Gea. Now, De Gea's been good this season. But it was a minute there, couple of seasons, maybe a season and a half, where you're like, are we really paying him? So it's stick or twist time for United. I don't know what they're going to do. Do I think he's going in the January window? No. I think if he goes, it'll be in summer. But I don't know where to. I really don't. So Paul Pogba will go in January. 0 out of 10. And last one then before we call it a day is Sergio Romero. Everyone's favourite, best backup goalkeeper in the world except ours. Because now we got Dean Henderson in. And he's not played a single minute since Dean Henderson came back. And do you know what? I think it was right that he was kicking off a little bit like, hang on, mate. I played the party. I sat on the bench. I kept my mouth shut. I turned up for work. All right, handsomely paid. No doubt, handsomely paid. But he turned up for work, kept his mouth shut, and was a good teammate. And assistant goalkeepers, backup goalkeepers, they are like a coach, a mentor. And maybe he didn't put enough pressure on De Gea. Maybe the fact that he was happy to be number 2 was the reason that De Gea was allowed to slip a little bit. Dean Henderson's come in. De Gea has sparked up. Whether that's a coincidence or whether that's on the back of the increased competition that Dean Henderson represents, I don't know. But when the time came and Sergio Romero was like, right, I've done my bit. I'd like to go and finish my career playing a little bit of football for a change rather than just being like the best paid supporter in the ground. I think United should have let him go. Now, I understand the reasons for not wanting Everton to take him, especially the way Everton started. You're like, are we really going to... Imagine Everton beat us to a top 4 place on the back of like a couple of heroic clean sheets from Sergio Romero. Never at the end of it. So I can appreciate United not wanting to directly strengthen a rival like that. But let him go on a free. Stop being penny pinching. How much are you seriously going to get for Sergio Romero? Are you holding out for a world record fee? Because I'll tell you this, you ain't fucking getting one. It's a couple of million at best, isn't it? And the couple of million that you saved, you're probably now paying the guy to not work for you. Honestly, I think this club is run by morons. Let him go. Let him go and let him have a good feeling in his heart about Manchester United and go, do you know what? I enjoyed my time there. I picked up some medals, which he's done. And they let me go when I wanted to. Sound. This club used to do that. This club used to stand for things like that. And the longer we get away from things like that, the longer it's going to take for everything to get right with Manchester United. Sergio Romero going in January, though. I'm going to say yeah, but who to? Who's he linked with? Who's seriously in for him? Everton might come back, but I think the answer will probably still be the same. He's going to go. He's going to have to go and find somewhere warm and sunny. Or really, really cold, like Scotland. So Sergio Romero will go, though. I'm going to say 4 out of 10, because we don't know where yet, but I do think he'll go if someone comes in with even, like a bag of quavers and a Twix. That's it from me. Cheers for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.